Hey, onesies, Josh Williams here, and thanks for checking out this week's episode of the One Man Podcast. It's always free and available on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play Music, and many more, as well as on the web at onemanpodcast.com. So please, whatever platform you're listening on, like and subscribe. While you're at it, give it a rating, leave a review. Why? Because it helps the podcast, and I'd really appreciate it. How about that? What about social media? Search One Man Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube to keep up with what's going on there. Get a little extra content for yourself. And finally, to get in touch, please send your emails to contact@onemanpodcast.com. You send it, I read it on the podcast. That's the deal. Thanks for listening, guys, and I hope you enjoy this week's episode.
Hey, it's Krista Allen. You're listening to the One Man Podcast.
Yeah!
Hey, it's Josh Williams, and welcome to the One Man Podcast, episode number 107 for Wednesday, May 29th, 2019. How's it going, onesies? Did you guys have a good week? Yeah, I had an interesting week. Nothing outstanding or crazy or anything like that. Just did some fun stuff. I did a setup. I spent some time with Crystal. I spent some time with my buddy Chris and his lovely wife Rebecca. And then I threw up my back. I actually did that before all that. But, so yeah, I'm just going to get right down to it. I'm doing something a little different this week too. Not that I'm recording at any different time. I'm recording it, of course, on Tuesday. But I'm recording it differently. I'm recording on my little handheld device here. My, regular setup. My room is a disaster right now, just from, I still haven't completely put everything away from my trip to Montreal, and I've been running around like crazy. And of course, I hurt my back, so I'm not really looking to do a bunch of labor right now. But, yeah, so, I don't know, I'm just playing around with a different format. I know that there might be some times where I have to do some sort of guerrilla podcasting where I don't have a chance to set up all my stuff. I've done this once before from my car, and, I'm not really sure. I didn't get any feedback, so I'm not sure how that, turned out for you guys. But, yeah, so I'm just doing this right now, having some fun, shoot the shit, and let you guys know how things have gone with me. I did a setup last week at the Shaw Center. We were setting up for, I guess, this last weekend in Ottawa. There was a big, marathon event, and I think it was several different people running, several different lengths and things like that. But at the Shaw Center, they were doing a bunch of expos, so I went in. Just basically the whole job that I was doing was still for my marketing company, but I guess I just needed an extra pair of hands for setup. So I wasn't running an event, I was just helping set it up, but it was a huge wall display to have to build. I got to work with two great guys, Greg and Jeff, from this company out in Toronto. And yeah, I just spent an entire day. We were building shelving units. They had some big thing where they're, people on exercise bikes or whatever. And if they bike, they mix these blenders that stirs up the protein powder that they're sampling. Like, I'm trying to broad strokes it because I didn't find it crazy interesting, but, it was fine. The whole thing was basically selling, protein powder, both vegan and regular, then selling isolate. And I'm like, what's the difference between isolate and the whey powder? And they're like, that's just more protein. I'm like, oh, okay. And then they're like, and then they got this stuff. Ugh, they got this stuff. They got that stuff. Sorry, all my shit goes off. Yeah. So here we go. I'll give you guys a little pre-feature for the end of the week. I'm doing a show in Carleton Place on Friday. I think I'm hosting or featuring. I can't remember. But yeah, so, yeah, they had all the different like whey isolates and creatines and pre-workout stuff. And I actually ended up buying some of the pre-workout stuff just because I'm trying to get my ass back into the gym. But I know one of the biggest things is I wake up feeling sluggish in the morning. And I'm like, you know what? If I want to get the gym done first, which I do, get it done out of the way, and then I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the day. If I do that, with this pre-workout stuff, hopefully it gives me the energy, the boost that I need to just, get going and get on the machines and start doing it. So I bought some of that because they were selling it for 40% off, and we sampled a little bit of it. It did give me a little bit of a buzz. I don't know if that's because I hadn't eaten anything all day, but we'll figure it out. Either way, it was interesting. So I brought some pre-workout stuff, like a nice tea flavored one and a pink lemonade flavored one, because that's the only two flavors they had. Yeah, so I think spent the whole day. Yeah, there was what is it? So we built these giant shelving units that held all the protein. Then we built like the sampling counters with the glasses and the display. We built the purchase counter. We built these 3 bicycles that were set up to a big wall that had television on it and blenders so that when when you're biking on it, it blends basically the power from your pedals blends the I guess protein powder or whatever, the protein shake. None of this stuff was actually like in effect the day that I was there. That was just the setup. So everything was starting the following day. But, I got a good day of physical labor in, didn't eat anything all day. So, I had a very quick breakfast, but then downtown or whatever. So I found that to be a thing. Sorry, I don't have this horrible feeling that the thing's not recording. Okay, it is. We're good. So, yeah. It's not even, we're 5 minutes in. I don't feel like I've said anything of note yet. Sorry guys, I'm feeling boring lately. It's later in the day. I actually woke up with a reasonable amount of energy, and then I just had like messages after messages and emails, and now I'm watching training videos for stuff that's starting later this week, and I'm just like, yeah. But, hey, maybe we'll just make a quick one. Maybe this will be the one-man 15-minute podcast from now on. But, anyways, let's keep her moving ahead here. So I did that. That was my Wednesday. Spent a lot of time doing that, and I think I came home and did, a bunch of sweet fuck all. I hung out with Crystal on Friday night and on Saturday. We, on Friday night, I'm trying to remember what the hell we watched. Oh, we watched that movie, The Basement, on Netflix. And that was an interesting one. It's I guess, suspense horror. It's not really scary. It really is not scary. I was listening to Paul Verzi talking about it in his podcast, talking about how it was this big psychological thriller, and it's gory, and it's really fucked up, and it messed him up for a couple of days. I watched it. Crystal and I watched it, and we thought, like, you know what? This fucking movie is like, you could tell right from the get-go it's pretty low budget, and there's some relatively bad acting. It's not like a B movie, but I think Crystal said like real early on, and I definitely agreed. She's like, this guy kind of got like a B movie feel to it. I'm like, yeah. I won't ruin anything for you. It's like Hostel mixed with, what would be another example? It's basically like someone's tied up and being tortured. But it's an interesting concept for a movie. I think it could have been done a lot better. When Verzi was talking about it, he said, oh, if you're not into gore, you're really not gonna like this. It's like, it definitely has blood, but it's not as gory as I would have thought. Like, from his description, I thought like, oh, like the Saw movies, in my opinion, are much more gory. Hostel's much more gory, and those ones I'm like, that's about as bad as I can get. I really don't like gore, and I don't like torture either. I don't like seeing someone beg for their life or whatever. Like, that's upsetting to me. So, but this movie, The Basement, was not nearly as bad as it pretended to be. Hats off to like one of the actors in it, whose name I don't know, but he did a pretty good job. He plays different characters throughout the course of the movie, and without giving too much away, I would say, check it out. It's on Netflix, called The Basement. Wasn't awful, but I'd certainly love to know your thoughts on it. Yeah, so we watched that, and we were kind of like, afterwards. Then we went for a walk on Saturday, to a nice little place called Mer Bleu. We saw a turtle on the way. I think they call them like red striped turtles or something like that, where they got little red stripes on the side of their faces. We were driving down the road towards this nice little boardwalky sort of marsh place called Mer Bleu, and Crystal spotted on the road. I thought it was a little piece of trash on the road. Little like it basically had the same color and wetness look as like a little black garbage bag. And I was like, oh, a little fucking piece of garbage. Like, I'm literally looking at the same thing that she is. And I'm thinking like, oh, a little piece of trash. And she's like, a turtle. And I go, where? And I start looking elsewhere. She's like, right there. Pulls over. And that's exactly what it was. It was fucking slick, wet, dark green turtle back. And, yeah, she picked them up. And as soon as we got out of the car, it was like, oh, bugs. And we'd totally forgotten about the fucking mosquitoes and everything like that. But it was interesting enough. Yeah, nice walk. We saw a little chipmunk. I'm a big animal guy, for anyone who doesn't know. So like, I see animals. I'm not crocodile hunter big. I'm like, oh boy, Croaky, look at you, mate. You're beautiful. I'm not like that. But we saw the turtle, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And he hid. As soon as we came out, he just pulled all of his shit in his shell. When he pulled his head back, I swear to God, it looked like a little pussy. It looked like, not that he was being afraid, but like an actual little turtle vagina. But, yeah, we saw the turtle. We saw a chipmunk who was not, or no, sorry, it was a squirrel, a little red squirrel. Say chipmunk because he was red. You don't see a lot of like brown, red squirrels here. They're all black and some gray. God, I'm tired. Is this worth listening to? Probably not. I don't blame you if you leave on this one, guys. I really don't. But, yep, saw a little chipmunk dude throwing, so I guess people were leaving like bird seed out or whatever, so he was fucking around with that, but he didn't seem to be very afraid of people. You know, he'd come to within like 2 feet of you, but he didn't really get much closer. Anyways, yeah, it was a great time. Saturday night, went to hang out with my friend Chris and Rebecca. We played some board games, as is what we do, and then we shot the shit about, you know, they had just recently seen Avengers, and of course I'm a big Avengers fan. I enjoyed, you know, just getting their thoughts on it, shooting the shit, having a good time. Yeah, we got into discussions about taboo subjects of the day that got, I don't want to say heated. They didn't get heated. Heated's not fair, but definitely just an intense conversation. I don't know, I like those people a lot. I like Chris, I like Rebecca. And I enjoy intelligent conversation, especially on, you know, important worldly subjects. Stuff that I would never dream of just saying on the podcast, not because of, you know, not because I don't believe it or anything like that, but it's just, I prefer, when it comes to stuff like that, I prefer a back and forth. I prefer discussion. You know, as much as it sounds like I sit on here and I just spout opinions, which I do it generally about things that I don't think are going to hurt anybody. You know what I mean? Shit on a movie or something like that, but the things going on in the world right now, it's tough to talk about, you know, and have, you know, not have it two ways, because a lot of people are like, that's why I'll do it with my guests, right? Listen to some of those bonus episodes, you motherfuckers. You'll hear me talking about some of the stuff with people, and there's a bit of a back and forth. I think there's more way to garner, you know, context and intention and things like that from conversations with other people. The funny thing to me, though, is that people, it's still, even though, when, you know, people will still just grab something from what you said and run with it. It's just another thing that concerns me. You know, I got enough problems of my own trying to be a good person, let alone, like, you know, saying something and then getting in shit for it or whatever. Anyways, my point being, excuse me, Jesus. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do this podcast from bed. I mean, I yawn a lot when I'm sitting up, but this is really comfortable to just be laying on my side and shooting the shot. I wonder if I can do the Absolute ad from this. I figured out a way to get the bathroom reader going, but of course, when I'm doing this, I don't have my sound card set up, whatever, which means a lot more post-production for me. Not a big fan of that. Anyways, where am I? I'm all over the map here. Yeah, we had good convo. Good convo. Heated, debated, taboo, different points of view. I'd love to be able to be in a place where I'm like comfortable to talk about that shit in the podcast, but I think just me saying my side of it, I'd probably get a lot of you guys fucking screaming at me, going, what the fuck? And, you know, and then me just continuing to plow forward with my side of it. No, I like being open-minded. I like learning what other people's perspectives are and trying to, you know, retailor and retune mine to be a little more enlightened and whatnot. You know? I'd love to know what you guys think. Why don't you send me an email? Yeah, if you think I should just go for it, why don't you fucking go for it? Huh? Send me a fucking email. Tell me what your thoughts are on all sorts of shit going on. Huh? What do you think about the Me Too stuff? What do you think about the, you know, all the abortion bullshit going on down in the States, or the anti-abortion bullshit? Right? All that stuff that's all fucked up. Tell me what you think. Tell me what your solutions are to all of these things, huh? I'm going to take a little second here and shout out Nova Scotia again, crushing my Ontario onesies in terms of their loyalty and downloads and everything like that. I'm loving Nova Scotia, man. I got to move out there where the people love me and I love them. What else is going on this week? I got any love for you guys? I got so much love for my onesies. It's been a busy week for downloads, and I appreciate that. I'm trying to find a way to make this more entertaining for you guys. I really am. But I think lately, there's just not been a lot of me, and I'm really pushing through some of my own barriers. I hope you guys are too. I'm not hearing from you. 0 emails. I haven't had an email in a long time, guys. Long time. What's that email, Josh? Contact at onemanpodcast.com. Would love to hear from you. Let's get this energy up here a little bit, huh? I'm looking outside. It's raining. Yesterday was absolutely... We had a couple of really nice days here in Ottawa and a couple of really shitty days. But I'm still trying to get to the gym. I fuck, right before we left for Mer Bleu, I was reaching into my car, I had to walk over my car, grab my case for my Invisaligns, so that if we went out and grabbed coffee or something, I'd be able to put my teeth away temporarily. Leaning over, grab my thing, shuffle around, see maybe grab a toothbrush or like dental floss, whatever. And as I'm straightening back up, it just felt like it felt like there was a guitar string placed across, my hips, straight across my hips. And then just as I was standing up, felt like someone just plucked it, right? Just that feeling of strumming a guitar string, not strumming, plucking. I hope you guys know the difference. Just plink, and that feeling across my back, boom, instant stiff. I couldn't move. I was in so much fucking pain. I don't mean I couldn't move like, oh my God, that hurt. Now I don't want to get up. I mean like frozen, stiff, cannot move. What the fuck? I was parked in the street too, so like this car wouldn't go by because they were like I had my door open and like that was somehow blocking the street, and it so wasn't. They're just standing there staring at me. I was kind of like waving my arm like, fucking go. I'm not going anywhere. Like, oh, I can't fucking move. Crystal gave me some really strong naproxen, like painkillers or whatever, muscle relaxants. 500 milligrams, which is like 2 of the regular store-bought extra strength ones. Ooh. So I've been using those. My back is still stiff, so I've wanted to go to the gym this week, and it's been a little scary considering how just standing up straight fucked me up for, a few days. But at the same time, I'm going to get this weight off because that's clearly a part of... I'm trying to straighten my legs here. I got to start doing yoga or something again. But my back has definitely been... And lower back. Oh, my back has been an issue this year. First, I fucked it up standing around in Birkenstocks, playing Cupid in Toronto. And then now I fucked it up just standing up straight. Who would have thought, So I really got to get back into shape. I'd love to go back to yoga too. You guys do yoga? Yoga was fucking awesome. I was talking to Chris and he's like, I can't do yoga. Where am I supposed to do yoga? Yeah, a yoga studio, you fucking idiot. Anyways, I know he listens. And that was a dumb thing to say, Chris. That was a stupid thing for you to say. So, what else? Anything else interesting? How are you guys doing? I've spent a lot of time sitting in a chair in back pain these last few days. Went to Costco. I love that store. Got myself some nice little, tooth, what do you call it? I keep saying, what do you call it? I don't know. Oral hygiene products. Listerine was on sale. And I go through a lot of it, guys. You have to brush and floss and wash every time you eat or drink anything. You go through a lot of it with these Invisaligns, let me tell you. And the teeth are getting straighter. My teeth have never been whiter, or at least not in a very, very long time. So it's great. Really wondering if there's anything else to tell you. Oh, fuck, guys, I did shows last week. I didn't even tell you. I did 2 shows last week. My buddy Matt Watson, he was hosting, but I got an opportunity to get some of the new jokes that I've been working on out, which is always a good feeling. I told a joke where I bitched about old people. That went well. I told a joke about dental hygienists, who I'm not a big fan of. Wish they'd put their fucking titties away and stop selling me stuff I don't need. Huh? Overpriced hand jobs for your teeth. That's what it is. Would you like me to brush your teeth for you? Would you like me to floss and all this? What's it going to cost me? $200? That's bullshit. Right? So, got some material out about that. Hung out with my buddy Matt. I got to see his mom. Sue Watson. Oh, yeah. She is a wonderful lady. She made us red pepper jelly. Every Christmas, she makes red pepper jelly, and when Matt and I get together, she's kind enough to send some my way, which I really enjoy. But it was cool to catch up with her, Matthew's brother, Andy. Andy's doing good, getting bigger. None of you guys give a fuck about that. All I know is, listen, Matt Watson's a buddy of mine. There's a bonus episode with him, on the old One Man Podcast episode list there. You can find that. Listen to what Matty's been up to. He just finished living in the UK for 2 years. Which is amazing. Living out of a van. And he talks all about that in his episode that I did with him. Now he's home. He's home, and it was good to see him and his family this last week. It was good to do some new jokes. Wow, so much fun building walls for protein powder and, hanging out. I enjoyed my walk with Crystal. That was nice. I actually liked to get out and getting active, and it happened right after I fucked my back up too. So it's just nice to get moving. Your body craves movement, So it's good to get that shit going. Yeah, I think that's about it, guys. I don't really have a whole lot to get into with you because I didn't have a whole lot going on. I've been kind of in pain, and rather than make you listen to me talk about it for 40 minutes, why don't we just move our fucking lives forward, huh? You guys ready to do that? I am. Let me see if I can get this thing back to where I had it. Doodle-doo, it's sponsored time, and my phone's being... Oh, I had to go to the Apple Store twice this week, too. That's a fucking pain in the ass. That's another thing that slowed me down. That's the thing. I get talking, and then I can start to remember my week. My phone's been doing this thing where you flip the screen and it won't reorient itself, which is a big pain in the ass. So, I've been trying to watch these, YouTube videos and reading these PDFs for training and stuff, and they're all designed in landscape. Well, you go to flip your phone and won't do it. So, we're at the Apple Store one day, and they're like, just refresh it. And, their whole thing was just go ahead and, what do you call it? Restore your phone from a backup off the cloud. I'm like, it's fine. I got the cloud. I can do that. And what ends up happening is I refreshed it. I go home. It doesn't work. I go back again the next day because it does it the same. It does it that night, but after the store's closed, I go back in the next day and they're like, okay, well, this time restore your whole phone, but don't restore it from your backup because whatever that bug is, it's coming in from your backup. So what you need to do is restore the whole phone, download every app by app for what you want. I'm like, oh, fuck yourself. I'm like, I'm not doing that. But that's the only solution to do. So they won't replace my phone until I do that. So I have to basically spend at some point an afternoon refreshing my whole fucking phone. And I'm really not looking forward to that. I might actually do that today when I'm done the podcast, but it feels like a fucking nightmare. Oh, I'm really not looking forward to that. And that's resyncing with my watch, putting all my Apple Pay stuff back in, downloading every app. That fucking nightmare, guys. Honest to God, it's a fucking nightmare. I'm not looking forward to doing that at all. Okay. All right. Sorry about that long thing. But the point is, hey, it is time for our sponsor portion, right? PortablePress.com. That was really quiet, eh? That was no good. Should we try it again at full volume? Yeah, Uncle John's Bathroom Readers, and this week I'm reading from Do Geese Get Goosebumps and More Than 199 Perplexing Questions with Astonishing Answers. And I decided to read one called Man's Trusty Friend. So how did Fido become a generic name for dogs? Does anyone name their dog Fido anymore? Not really. So many dogs, perhaps millions, were bestowed with that moniker over the past century and a half that today Fido is simply a generic term for dog. The name goes all the way back to ancient Rome, where it basically meant trusty in Latin. Its modern popularity, however, can be traced to a beloved 19th century celebrity who named his dog Fido. That celebrity, Abraham Lincoln. As a young lawyer in Illinois, Lincoln was battling depression, and keeping lots of animals around helped him cope. In 1855, he took in a stray mutt, a mustard-colored lab mix that he named Fido, and the two were virtually inseparable for the next 5 years. That all changed when Lincoln won the White House and had to move his family to Washington. D.C. Sorry, it's just that part. Lincoln won the White House. I'm like, it did, but that sounded weird. He won the White House like it was a sweepstakes. One of his first big executive decisions as president-elect, what to do with Fido. The dog did not like loud noises, and Lincoln feared the train ride might kill him. So reluctantly, despite the protests of his young sons Tad and Willie, the president left Fido with a family friend. To ease the boy's pain, and no doubt his own, Lincoln arranged for Fido to sit for a series of photographs. Because Lincoln was such a beloved public figure, in the North anyway, people wanted to know all about him. So just as it is today, the press was happy to oblige. Result, the Fido prints were published in several magazines. The dog became one of the first animal celebrities in American history. By the time Lincoln was assassinated in 1865, the most common dog name in the country was Fido. And that, my friends, He's Uncle John's bathroom reader from portablepress.com. Do geese get goosebumps? And more than 199 perplexing questions with astonishing answers. So, yeah, we got that going on, guys. What else is going on, huh? What other sponsors do I have? I got great partners at Absolute Comedy, right? 3 comedy clubs, Ottawa, Toronto, and Kingston, Ontario. So check out absolutecomedy.ca for more info.
Absolute Comedy is the best live stand-up comedy from across North America with locations in Kingston, Toronto, and Ottawa, Ontario. These comedians have been featured on Just for Laughs, Netflix, Comedy Central, CBC's The Debaters, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Conan, The Comedy Network, and much, much more. Go to absolutecomedy.ca to see this week's lineup. Planning a night out is easy with dinner and show packages available at all locations. Live comedy is a great choice if you're organizing a celebration, fundraiser, company outing, or corporate event. Want the show brought to you? They'll send comedians to your venue with performances tailored to your event, creating a night of laughs your guests will love and won't soon forget. So for showtimes, ticket prices, gift certificates, special shows, and more, head to absolutecomedy.ca. Again, that's absolutecomedy.ca for the best live stand-up comedy from across North America.
And we're back. Am I forgetting anybody else? Actually, I'm not forgetting anybody. I've got my partners at DK, right? DK.com/CA in Canada, DK.com in the States, or just Google DK Books anywhere in the world and you will find them. They are huge. I do not have a DK review for you guys this week. Unfortunately, with the back pain and everything like that, I wasn't able to, sit at a desk or even sit up straight in bed and read a book. So I don't have one this week, and I apologize to my partners at DK. I love them very much. You guys know that. You know I loves them, but unfortunately, just nothing for them this week. So I will, do doubly hard for next week to have one available for you guys. Would love to know what you guys think of the DK reviews. Too long, too short, different types of books. Go to DK's website, guys, and tell me about books that they have coming up and let me know ones that you're interested in. I'll be happy to ask them to send them to me, and then I'll review them for you. Let you know if they're worth picking up. They most of the time are. Like, DK makes too much really good shit for it not to be worthwhile. But just in the odd chance that you're interested in a little something, let me know. What do I got coming up this week? Oh, man. I have an activation in Brockville. Where is that? Well, it's about an hour away. Thanks for asking. It's about an hour away. And I'll be doing some, it's basically, I was told that it was for a grand opening of Canadian Tire. So, hey, spoiler or whatever, Brockville, you're getting a new Canadian Tire. Though those small towns always know when a big store is opening up because you can see it built for like 6 months beforehand. But, new store coming in. Grand opening is this coming weekend, and yours truly will be doing an activation for my marketing company there. The big thing is, I thought I'd be doing you know what? I didn't know the company. That's the thing with these activations, these marketing gigs, is that's what it's called, by the way, an activation. Every time I tell someone I'm doing an activation this weekend, they're like, what? An activation? That's what they call it. I don't know why. I've asked, why is it called an activation? I don't get any kind of answers ever. But, hey, it's an activation. So, you never know what you're doing at a place until, you get there. Like, for example, on Wednesday, I had no idea what we were setting up for until I think the day of. And I'm like, what are we setting up here? Like, what's this for? They're like, oh, it's a protein company. Oh, okay, whatever. Like, I don't know. I'll still take the work. It's not like it changes anything. It just changes what I'm pouring into what a lot of the time. But, so this one at Canadian Tire, I'm like, oh, what are we doing? And it turns out we're basically setting up balloons, flags, and then we're going to be doing some sampling of a company called, I can't tell you yet. Maybe come on out to find out. But I'll be sampling food in a Canadian Tire. So, snack items. All right. Let's just go with that. I don't think that is too spoilery. I'll have something to tell you guys about next weekend because I'm doing four days of it this week. So I go out tomorrow, Wednesday, which is the day you guys are hearing this. And I set up a bunch of the shit. And then on, And then on Sunday, we tear it all down. That's it. We're there for a few days. Myself and Khalil, who I work with many times, worked with them on the Rosé things, worked with them on so many PlayStation things. Great dude. Love having him around. So he and I will be doing that for the next 4 or 5 days. And that'll be my weekend. I'm doing a show on Friday night in Carleton Place. So I'll be coming back from the activation, quick change, back to Carlton Place to tell the ha-has. And that's what I got coming up, guys. I'm going to try to squeeze into the gym and get some writing done in my evening time. But, I got days and days of standing around giving out food in a Canadian Tire. So that'll be a thing I'm doing in the meantime. I hope everything is going well with you guys. I hope you got some fun shit to look up for. Am I being a good bitch for anything? I don't think so. In fact, I've been a bad bitch lately. It's tough when you're spending, half your days, 2 days in a row at the Apple store. We're spending several hours in a fucking mall there. Just killing time. Holy shit, did I kill a lot of time this week. Thank God for podcasts, Stick a podcast in your ear and just kill time. Hopefully I'm killing your brain cells right now as you're listening. But I do appreciate you guys listening. Obviously I don't hope I'm killing your brain cells. I hope you're having a good time listening to me run my fucking mouth. Maybe this makes you feel better about all the productivity that you've had this week. But I know I'm feeling big. I am feeling slow. I'm feeling pain and sluggish. So hopefully I can get moving and, get myself back. God damn it. I've been telling you guys for almost 2 years now. Oh, how about that? Completely missed the 2-year anniversary of the One Man Podcast. I think episode number 105. Or what's 52 and 52? So yeah, 105 would have been the 104 or 105. I don't know how you count it. You don't count the 50 seconds. So the very first week after 52, right, is it's 105. 105 was the 2-year anniversary of the One Man Podcast. Did not even recognize it. Didn't even know. So for 2 years, I've been telling you guys, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to get in shape. And I'm still kind of full of shit, aren't I? Trying different things, but ups and downs of life. I'll tell you that much. We're getting closer to this Air Canada job starting off. We'll see how that turns out. If I can't stand up by pulling something out of the console of my car without breaking my back, I don't know how I'm going to be lugging off all this luggage, throwing luggage into the belly of a plane, Man, I would stay tuned. If you're on the fence about whether you should keep listening to the One Man Podcast, I tell you, I have a feeling that some interesting stories are coming up soon. Some wacky adventures. How's he going to get himself out of this one? Guys, you've tuned in for 2 seasons already, right? Why not keep her going? Keep her going, find out how it ends. Or, you know what? Just send me an email and tell me to end it now. Be like, you know what, Josh? I think it's run its course. You have my permission to die. You guys are great. I hope you have a wonderful week. Sorry it's a short podcast, or you're welcome that it's a short podcast, whatever you wanted. But I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great week. Don't work too hard. I certainly don't plan to. And I will chat with you guys soon.